Mario is gonna go out there and just put a beating on Manny. I think Manny's a little too old, but I mean he's a legend. He already did what he did, so I really don't see a reason for him to come back. But
but it's good. Good experience. We give a good action.
Just show you that he is a great fighter, but I'm going into this camp.
Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios had a tense first press conference, sparking early drama. When asked about Barrios being younger, Pacquiao just chuckled and said, "Don't worry about it." That calm, confident reply showed he's not rattled by age talk. The veteran's self-belief was clear, setting the stage for what looks to be an explosive fight.
And are you excited to step into the ring again?
Yes.
What do you think of Barrios? He's a big, strong, young, sturdy. You have 16 years on him, Manny.
Don't worry about it.
Mario Barrios steps into this big fight full of quiet confidence. Speaking to the media, he shared his strong belief in himself and his team's game plan. Barrios said they've studied Pacquiao's moves closely, his strengths, habits, and timing. They're not guessing, they've prepared. To him, this isn't a tough climb, it's a chance to put their plan into action.
When you see the Manny Pacquiao fight, what can you learn from that fight?
It shows that, combination punchers, that's how Pacquiao, was landing, his punches, combinations. And, just shows you that, he is a great fighter, but I'm going into this camp, into this fight confident, everything right with our game plan. And I'm going to try to execute it as best as I can.
Manny Pacquiao's training still burns with the fire of his younger days. At 46, he moves fast, hits clean, and shows sharp footwork. Those watching say he's locked in. More than just getting fit, he's focused on the fine details. His team feels the energy too. It's not about proving he still has it. It's about proving this return matters. The boxing legend seems completely focused, tuning out everything else.
Roger Fernandez. Si Roger Fernandez.
Even though many thought Pacquiao had left boxing for good, it turns out he never really stopped. He's been quietly staying active with low-key exhibition fights, unofficial but important. These hidden matches helped him keep sharp and in shape. While they didn't make headlines, they kept his timing and reflexes strong. Pacquiao's choice to keep training shows his deep love for boxing. He's not jumping in cold. He's been quietly staying ready.
A lot of people say, well, he's been inactive. He's older. Man, but he throw punches. He has a lot of experience. And his last fight was an exhibition, which still was a fight and still kept him sharp, punching, doing something. So it ain't like he just ain't been in the ring, ain't did nothing. Yeah, he been working. It's like them underground boxing matches are real fights. And it keep you off bold. Emmanuel Stewart used to do a lot of exhibitions for his guys, to get them sharp, to get them prepared for a fight if they hadn't fought in a minute, just to have them fight sharp. What up, Keith? Yeah, just to have them fight sharp, so if they got in the ring and they hadn't fought in a minute, it won't seem like it. It'd seem like they just recently fought.
Boxer Jesse Bam Rodriguez didn't hold back when asked about Pacquiao versus Barrios. He respected Pacquiao's legacy, but said youth wins this one. Rodriguez believes Barrios' energy, stamina, and quick recovery will be too much for the 46-year-old to handle. He even predicted a beatdown, warning that coming out of retirement to face a younger, hungry opponent is risky. In his eyes, experience is great, but it can't beat fresh legs and fast hands.
I think Mario is gonna go out there and just put a beating on Manny. I think Manny's a little too old, but I mean he's a legend. He already did what he did, so I really don't see a reason for him to come back. But if he wants to get in the ring with Mario, then I guess Mario has to show him that youth he has a youth, and Manny Pacquiao should have just stayed retired.
Yeah. I mean, that's what a lot of fans are saying, and are still kind of disbelief. But even looking at the social media and the fans, they're thrilled just to see him back. So just to have him in the ring, and fighters at that age are not competing.
I think that just says a lot about the type of fighter Manny Pacquiao is, the stardom he has. I mean, he's 46, 47?
He's 46.
And people are still excited to see him fight. So, I mean, that just says a lot about him and what he's done in his career. So, like I said earlier, to see a friend I grew up with fight Manny Pacquiao, it's going to be pretty cool. And it's the same night. So, it's a huge night for San Antonio boxing.
Veteran boxing analyst Teddy Atlas added an interesting twist to the Barrios versus Pacquiao talk. While many point to Barrios' youth and size as big advantages, Atlas sees it differently. He reminded fans that Barrios started in much lighter weight classes before moving up to welterweight. Because of that, Atlas says the size difference isn't as real as it seems. In his view, this fight is more evenly matched than people think.
Not naturally as big a man as those other welterweights. So start there. That's a fair point. He moved up in weight, Barrios. So he's not a naturally big, natural welterweight. And of course, we understand Pacquiao has moved up. My God, I don't even know when he first turned pro. You would have thought maybe he could have been a jockey.
Yeah,
I mean, he was that
pounds.
round. You could move around. Navigate a little bit, say this, say that. But there comes to a certain point with everything that no matter how much you move the furniture around, you still know what room you're in. You still know what room. You can't fool yourself. And he's in a room where he's 46 years old with 72 fights. I rest my case, counselor.
Yeah.
Trainer Justin Fortune didn't hold back in praising Manny Pacquiao, even comparing him to Michael Jordan. But it wasn't just about being great, it was about staying great. Fortune said Pacquiao might be older, but he hasn't gotten lazy or out of shape. His discipline and training are still at an elite level, showing a mental sharpness that even younger fighters don't always have.
His age, yeah, I mean, but it's not, listen, he's 45, 46. 45, 46, but he's not. He's always active. So he's always staying active. He's always doing something, mostly playing basketball, some sort of sport. I'm retired. So, no.
When Nate Diaz beat Conor McGregor, he said, "I'm not surprised." So Manny could say that after he beats Barrios, that he wasn't surprised that he's supposed to win.
Well, what they... Well, yeah. DSP, I mean, different DS,
First guy, he's already as fast as he's been all the years. He hasn't lost a beat.
No. Maybe if he did lose a beat, he's still faster than anyone else out there. But, you just have to set a schedule because he's not 25 anymore. So, yeah.
But what does it mean to boxing that he's back? What does it mean? Like, you can feel the festive energy.
Of course, because he's
an icon.
He's an icon. He's Pacquiao. He's the Jordan of boxing. Simple as that.
No, he has more championships than Jordan. He has 8.
No, he's
I know, he's an iconic figure. Yeah, he is.
And boxing age.
Yeah. No, it's true. The sport is hurting. There's nobody like Manny. Well, you're very popular these days. Everyone loves.
For Mario Barrios, this fight isn't just another match, it's a dream come true. Facing a legend like Manny Pacquiao is something he's proud of, but also something he's fully focused on. Barrios has shown respect for Pacquiao's legacy, but he made it clear. He's not here to admire, he's here to win. This isn't just a big paycheck or a spotlight moment. It's his chance to make a statement.
One time I interviewed your sister, and she told me when you were kids, she would do the best in sparring. She would get the best of you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, usually.
When did that change, Mario? When did that change?
He wasn't the only guy she got the best of in San Antonio. She got the best out of everybody, man. Shit.
Yeah, my sister's a beast, man. Like, she couldn't spar with other females a lot of times. Cause they,
unfair.
Yeah.
Mismatch.
She was, like, overwhelming, man. She was just naturally, strong. And, so, yeah, most of the time, smart partners, they were dudes. But, I mean, I couldn't really even, like spar with her serious. I mean, until I was like 17 or 18.
Wow.
We have Sean Gibbons here, Manny Pacquiao's right-hand man, advisor, head of MP Promotions. Sean, I know you spent a lot of time with Manny Pacquiao over recent weeks and months. There's a lot of conversations about Manny's comeback. What is the latest that you could offer and the update around the potential matchup with Mario Barrios?
Well, the latest is Manny's fighting an exhibition on the 28th in Japan. So, you don't want to really look past that. But if he's successful there, Mario Barrios, we've talked about Conor Benn, which I believe was a great fight. That would have been a tremendous fight. We could have done it in England. We could have done it in the U.S. We could have done it in Riyadh season. But the fact that he wasn't able to come off the suspension, that put the brakes on that. So that brought us to Mario Barrios. He's the WBC world champion. Manny's first belt ever many years ago was a WBC belt. So I think
Ricky Hatton had mixed feelings about Pacquiao's return. He showed respect for the legend, but wasn't fully convinced it's the right move. Hatton pointed out how fast the sport has changed and questioned the idea of jumping into a title fight after being away for so long. He sees the comeback as risky and isn't sure it'll be the happy ending fans are hoping for.
Mario Barrios for the WBC title a number of years out of the ring. What do you make of it?
Well, one, I hope he doesn't get hurt. I think there's every chance he could do. Secondly, I think how has he got to a world title shot? Fifth in the world, imagine if he was number 1 and 2 in the division and trained all your life to get there, and then Manny comes in after being retired 5 years and or whatever it is, and goes into number 5 in the division. Boxing these days.
Carl Frampton didn't sugarcoat his thoughts. He called the fight a joke. He questioned why Pacquiao is coming back and suggested it might be more about money than the love of the sport. Frampton said at 46, Pacquiao is at greater risk of getting hurt, and stepping into a title fight at this stage might be dangerous. His concern seemed to be for both the sport and Pacquiao's health.
It's a joke, really. There's the thought. It's an absolute joke. I love Manny Pacquiao. Love everything about him. An all-time great in terms of what he's done previous, but that doesn't entitle you to just walk back in after 6 years and get a number 4 ranking with the WBC and fight for a world title. What about all the other guys that are waiting around? It's wrong. We seen Manny Pacquiao fight an exhibition against a kickboxer in his last fight, and kickboxers can't box, right? I've seen world champion kickboxers coming and sparring boxers. They can't box. They can kick, but they can't, and they can kick and box a little bit. They can't really box, and Manny didn't look great. I mean, yep, I don't know. The WBC, I think we have a lot of time for him, Richie O'Sullivan, but I think it's a mistake, really do, and they should be quite embarrassed alone.
Trainer Robert Garcia gave a fair take on Pacquiao's return. He praised Manny's legendary career and called him one of the all-time greats. But Garcia also didn't shy away from reality. Age catches up with everyone, even the best. He warned that no matter how skilled Pacquiao is, physical decline is something no fighter can avoid.
Retirement. Well, Pacquiao's a big name, and obviously Barrios a great fight for Barrios because, he's a champion, and I think Pacquiao, being that they both have connections with PBC, that's the easiest fight to make. So, getting another title opportunity, I just the name, obviously, but I really believe that, Pacquiao shouldn't be fighting. I think it's actually going to be a little, I don't want to say sad because he's going to make a lot of money, so we can't feel sorry for him. But at 46, almost 47, it's almost impossible for, I'm just 4 years older, 4 years older than him, and it's not easy to try to think you're gonna get in shape and be able to perform like the way you were when you were in 20s and 30s.
You think it's impossible for him to beat Mario Barrios right now?
Well, it's not impossible because he has power. He should have that power. My boy, so I don't see that happening. But is it possible? Anything's possible. George Foreman did it. There's been others that do it. But I really don't see it happening.
But Pacquiao's speed's the name of his game. Do you think he doesn't have that? There's no way he didn't have the same speed as before.
There's no way, bro. You guys, I don't know if you guys seen his last performance.
The exhibition where against that big guy.
It was actually embarrassing to see that shit. You know, so it wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. You know what I mean?
If Pacquiao wins,
what does that do for him? Where does that put him all time?
Come on, at that age, after like a few years, I don't know how many years he's been off, that'd be impressive. And it's hard to think it's gonna happen, but that shit would be nice, man. It would be nice. Very few have done it, and he's actually one that could do it.
Pacquiao, he's probably top 5 all time, one of the greatest fighters.
The Pacquiao versus Barrios fight has sparked debate. Some fans believe Manny's experience, ring IQ and toughness will outmatch the younger, less tested Barrios. Others see it more like a modern show fight, more about hype than real competition. Some even compare it to Tyson versus Jake Paul. Still, the fight stakes and Pacquiao's legacy keep people watching, even if opinions are split.
Yes.
You got Manny winning?
No. Against Barrios?
Yeah.
No, I think, look, every great fighter got one great fight left in him. That had to be Thurman. And Manny, I think Manny seems to want to, Manny appears to be like how Bernard and Roy were. Like, he's really one of those great old school fighters where you gotta he's gotta go out on his shield.
Yeah.
Going out on your shield used to not mean just in any given fight. It used to mean that's how they went out, period, fighters. And Manny's like that.
I do not want to
It's hard to see Manny Pacquiao losing to Mario Barrios because of who they are. But who they are now,
Sean, I do not want to see like Manny on the knee, mouthpiece out. That's going to hurt me.
Kevin McBride, Mike Tyson.
That's going to hurt me.
For Pacquiao, this isn't just a comeback. It's a return to his roots. He's fighting for the WBC welterweight belt, the same title that first made him a global star. That full circle moment gives the bout a deeper meaning. Winning it again, at this point in his life, wouldn't just be a victory. It would be a powerful way to close out a legendary career. It's about more than proving something. It's about legacy.
At 46 years old, the Filipino legend is taking on WBC welterweight champ Mario Barrios this July. But here's the kicker. Pacquiao's first world title was as a flyweight, and now he wants to retire as the WBC welterweight champ. Talk about a career comeback, but can the Pac-Man turn back time? He hasn't been in top form lately, while Barrios is coming off a tough draw. Will Pacquiao's experience triumph over youth, or is this one fight too far? Either way, July is shaping up to be an explosive month for boxing. Pacquiao's rolling the dice one last time. Will he make history as the oldest welterweight champ ever? Get ready for a showdown that'll have you on the edge of your...
Barrios and his team are taking no shortcuts. Word from his camp is that training has been intense and focused. Even though Pacquiao is 46, Barrios is preparing like he's fighting the prime version of the legend. His team knows better than to underestimate Manny. For Barrios, this is a major chance to prove he belongs at the top, and they don't want to waste it.
They presented us, with this opportunity, and he said, you know what, I'll bite down for it one more time. And then from there, obviously we had a tough loss, but it was a competitive fight. And his first fight at 147 pounds, he goes on and takes on Keith Thurman. No tune-ups, no getting used to the thing. Goes at that point is about as good as you can get in the division and took on that. So he takes on all comers, all challenges. His first world title against Batirov, the Russian, is about as tough as you could have done at the time. And so I think he's earned the right now to be in the biggest, best possible fights. And now it's going to be up to Al Heyman and Louis DeCubas Jr. on what they see is best and fit for his career, whether that's, Pacquiao, Spence, if that's a unification with Boots Ennis.
Jeff Mayweather didn't hold back. He called Pacquiao's title shot unfair. He argued that active fighters who've been grinding their way up deserve that opportunity more. Pacquiao, after years away from official competition, hasn't earned the right to skip the line, Mayweather said. While he respects what Pacquiao has done for boxing, he believes this move hurts fighters still working hard for their shot.
Going for another belt, taking on Mario Barrios. What do you make of this?
Well, first of all, before I even talk about the fight, it seems that boxing has changed because this guy's been retired for what, 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, what's his last fight, Thurman?
Yeah.
It's been a while. He's 46 years old.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is that he's done nothing to be fighting for a world title.
Oh, yeah, for certain. Yeah,
So, I mean, I don't understand why he's even fighting for a world title.
But to make a comparison, isn't that kind of the same thing, though, really? Is like Floyd fighting Conor?
It's not the same.
Why not?
because. Oh, okay. Well, that explains it. No, I mean, he's been ranked. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, he's fighting a world champion from boxing. Yeah. I mean, he's not. But no, I mean, the thing is that he's done nothing to actually be fighting for a world title, other than just his name and what he's done in his past.
Well, say, don't you think someone of his stature is legendary?
I mean, his stature is legendary, but still, you have guys that are fighting right now that's fighting to try to get to that number one spot. And basically, you have a guy that hasn't fought in I don't know how many years, just jumps up and take your spot and may win a title.
But we see that all the time, right?
That wraps up today's video. Be sure to stay tuned for more updates, analysis, and behind-the-scenes coverage as the Pacquiao versus Barrios fight draws closer.